Could I have your attention, please, everybody? Thank you for joining us today for this reopening of Juan Solomon Park. I think you will be impressed by the amenities, the upgrades, and just some of the features we've added to the park. I'm very excited about the park. I grew up in this area and I have fond memories of using this park. And I would like to extend a special thank you to all the representatives from F.A. Wilhelm. Thank you for all the hard work you've done in helping us bring this park back. So with that said, it is my pleasure to introduce our new Director of Parks and Recreation, and I'm sure he is very excited to be here, and that is our Director, John Williams.
Well, it's great to see everybody here this afternoon. I really appreciate all the hard work that went into this particular facility. I thank you all for the work that you do on a day-to-day basis throughout the park department. I thank those contractors that did all the hard work in making this such a magnificent looking facility. And I'm really on my second day here, and I'm just chomping at the bit to really just jump in foot first to learn as much as I can about the parks department. But most importantly, I look at the parks as an opportunity to create an environment where folks, not just in Indianapolis, but outside of the city of Indianapolis, find Indianapolis to be a destination place, a place where they can come, live, work, and play, and feel like they have an excellent opportunity to raise their family. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity just to say a few words about the park department. And at this time, I would like to introduce Mayor Greg Ballard, who has been so gracious to give me the opportunity and the trust to run such an auspicious department like the park department. Thank you.
Well, welcome to this beautiful July day. March day, I'm sorry. Welcome, John, and welcome on board to Indy Parks, and I think you're going to do a great job, obviously, and I know it's quite fitting that he's here today with us, coming from DPW also, and Lori Miser, who's now running DPW, also is here, because this reopening is only possible because of the significant partnering between the Department of Public Works and Parks Department, and I'm sure this park and all of our great recreational assets will be in good hands between those two. It really will be great. I also need to mention we have two councilors here, Councilman McHenry and Councilor Osley. Thank you so much for coming out today. Very much appreciate you making the time to do that. Acquired in 1971, this 41-acre park was named after Juan Solomon, obviously, a local civic leader and a former member of the Board of Parks and Recreation. The upgrades that we're unveiling today were made in part by the Crooked Creek Area Sewer Improvement Project. I know you're all intimately involved with that. But under the consent decree that we renegotiated with the EPA in 2010 to keep billions of gallons of raw sewage out of our city's waterways. So this is part of that. When we talk about the $740 million, it's really more than that, but we just leave it right there. That we say this is part of that. People need to understand this is part of it, and it's part of making it a cleaner, greener city as a result of what we've done here today. It is part of our commitment to deliver cleaner water to our residents 10 years sooner than originally prescribed. And in the process, we shaved, like I say, well over $740 million and reduced the city's debt by $1.5 billion. So this re-engineer plan uses innovative, sustainable engineering and netted the city as part of the overall bigger deal, $400 to $500 million for infrastructure needs in the city, which you've seen in the last couple of years through Rebuild Indy. And the fruits of all of this is on display here at Juan Solomon Park. We stand near the wastewater lift station that will pump 38 million gallons of sewage to the Belmont wastewater treatment facility on the city's south side. It marks we're at the head of a 7-mile interceptor pipeline deep beneath the surface that now runs from 10th Street to 62nd Street near the Crooked Creek and the White River, is designed to remove wastewater seamlessly from the central, north, and northwest Indianapolis communities. As you can see, the lift station functions very nicely, very quietly, right next to a new community room that can house up to 50 people. And the building features a functional, sustainable roof with 11 plant varieties that absorb rain to reduce the runoff and help insulate the building. It all kind of works together. Other park amenities include two tennis courts, an athletic field, a shelter, scenic trails that crisscross the wooded landscape. And of note, we don't say this enough, but you can see where the kids are playing right now, this beautiful playground right here, and the recyclable material that's on the floor there. Instead of mulch, we're moving to this type of material, and if a piece of it rips, you just take the square out and replace it. And it is so nice. I shouldn't say if it's nice if you fall, but if you do fall on it, you can go feel it and understand why that's a far superior material than what we have and that most people have around. So this is really a dramatic improvement. For people have been waiting on this improvement, this improved park for a long time now, and now we are here. It took about 1.5 years to complete, and I know it was a point of some contention at some times, but we now have a facility in a park here that's really much upgraded, and I can't thank DPW and the Parks Department and so many other people who have come together, and the contractors. I see a lot of them out here today also. It's good. Always good to see United Water around here too. United Water, but all of this has come together to work right now in a dramatic fashion here on the northwest side of Indianapolis, and I'm so pleased that you came out for this. DPW and the Citizens Energy Group shared the cost of this of total nearly $11 million. So it's a dramatic project. It's now done, and we want people just to come out here and enjoy this beautiful park now, knowing that you're also contributing to the cleaner waterways of Indianapolis as a result of what's happening here in this park right now. So it's really a dramatic change to this area. I'm so happy. I live out here, as I think most of you know. It's just a very pleasing to have this happen out here on this side of town. So I thank you all for coming in today. And now I want to introduce Barbara Burcham of Crooked Creek Community Council, Community Affairs Director. There we go.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Ballard. Thank you to the mayor's staff, the city's hardworking employees, and our city county council members, because for all of their work and the improvements that they've brought to this area. I want to also thank the residents of Crooked Creek for your patience, your understanding, as we've all been challenged in some way or another with the construction of the sewer installations, of the stormwater drainage projects, of the street repairs that are going to be needed afterwards, you know, all the detours and more and more and more. Thank you for your patience. And I think you can see how well it's paid off. Please know that it's not done. There's still some things out here that's happening, but this is an awesome milestone in the progress we've seen here in Crooked Creek. As you've driven Michigan Road, whether in the last few months or years ago, during the rain, I'm sure you've seen at times the water that collects not only along Michigan Road, but in the residential neighborhoods. We often refer to them as our instant lakes. It's been known to slow the traffic, even on Michigan Road stopped at once. That's a lot of rainwater. Because stormwater drainage and sewer installation, all of that is interrelated. It's interconnected, because this lift station will help to decrease our groundwater oversaturation that prevents the rainwater from percolating, getting into the water, into the soil, being absorbed by the soil. So the sewers are but one of the many infrastructure improvements that Crooked Creek Council's been working on and to bring about in this neighborhood. And it is very welcomed. Thank you so much. In recent conversations with various residents, the ones that have recently connected to sewers, I've heard how good it is to be able to do more than one load of laundry a day. Because if you think a septic's going to get too much water in it if the ground's not going to absorb the water. And even on rainy days too. So sometimes we take for granted the fact of the small things in life that are there, that are for us, that help our lives happen and happen smoothly and easily. So we've taken for granted some of these small things that make living in a city the size of Indianapolis a true luxury. So some homes have already connected, properly abandoned their septic systems. Excuse me, I'm a retiree from the health department, so you know I have to talk about that a little bit too. But there's one thing we all need to keep in mind. As a social worker, I am always faced with people that unfortunately are not always equal when it comes to finances. and being able to afford the necessities of life, sewer being one of them. There are those who might not have the financial resources to connect tomorrow or even soon. So each situation is unique, and it's important for us as a community to work together to help our neighbors, to help them find their resources, because there are some for those who are in dire need. We need to help make those connections happen. A place where neighbors help neighbors. I challenge you to join me and show that Crooked Creek is the place to live, to work, to play, and to call home. Neighbors helping neighbors. That's what Crooked Creek, as a community, that's why I'm proud to say I'm a resident of Crooked Creek. Thank you.
Once again, thank you everybody for coming. Please enjoy the park. Have a good time. We will be conducting tours in the community room and the pump station if anybody is interested. And we do have a few giveaways in at a table if you would like to come in and grab one. So once again, thank you. Enjoy the park.